Hello guys, in today's video we're gonna check out the 5 best camping stoves in the market for this year. I made this based on my personal opinion, and I try to list them based on a price, quality, durability, and more information about these camping stoves you can check out the description below. So let's get started. MSR WindBurner Stove System. If your camping trips often see you dealing with gusty winds in the high alpine or with rainy conditions down in the valley, or wind or weather anywhere else, then the MSR WindBurner Stove System is a stellar choice. This camp stove's burner is well protected against the elements by metal shielding. We also love its heat exchanger, a heating element that grows incredibly hot and transfers heat directly to the bottom of the pot instead of blasting out visible flames. While the WindBurner's BTU output is only 7,000 at full power, fairly modest for a camp stove, and especially a pricey one at that, this stove still manages to have a relatively fast boil time of about 4.5 minutes because it keeps its heat contained and concentrated. An integrated ignition system seems missing at this price point, but there is a heat indicator wire that starts to glow almost immediately once you have lit it with a match, lighter, or striker system. The included pot screws into place atop the burner, which is steady atop a fuel canister supported by an included stand. So, even in rough weather and on uneven ground, this camping stove performs well. Gas 1 GS3400P Dual Fuel Portable Camping Stove. Gas 1 GS3400P Dual Fuel Portable Camping Stove costs $35, yet it's a reliable and effective stove that can use either butane or propane. It starts up at the push of a button thanks to the electric piezo ignition system, and its heat output is easily controlled via a large dial. The GS3400P maxes out at 8,000 BTUs, which is on the modest side, but it can accommodate large pots and pans. It will just take a bit longer to heat things up. The only real downside is that connecting the propane bottle is awkward, as it must be attached at an angle rather than sitting upright. You can buy a flexible hose separately and use that to connect to propane, or just take a few seconds to finagle the bottle into place. However, this is a minor inconvenience considering it's an otherwise great stove for a very low price. Snow Peak LiteMax Stove. The Snow Peak LiteMax stove is smaller and lighter than a pack of playing cards. Yet it can crank out 11,200 BTUs of heat. If gear weight and pack space really matter, this camping stove is the perfect choice. Even the fuel it uses, an isobutane propane blend, comes in small and relatively lightweight canisters. It's not a great choice for use with larger pots and pans, but for boiling water or simmering stews, the LiteMax is efficient and reliable. The flame's intensity is controlled by a valve to which a fold-out wire is attached, and it's easy to grip the wire even with gloves on. You will need to use this stove in areas that block the wind, as it has minimal wind blocking abilities itself, but adding any such features would have added weight and bulk. Contributor Stephen John has used this camping stove for a decade and has never had it fail. MSR WhisperLite Universal Backpacking Stove. There are a good number of dual-fuel camping stoves, but few can compare to the MSR WhisperLite Universal Backpacking Stove. The WhisperLite can be fueled by isobutane propane, kerosene, white gas, and even regular unleaded gasoline. That versatility means you will almost never want for fuel even as you travel the world with your trusty stove in tow. You'll pay handsomely for that versatility, and you'll get modest heat with kerosene, but with the other fuel types the WhisperLite Universal burns nice and hot. This stove that can help you travel the world was made in America, and it is well made, at that. It has stainless steel legs that help it take the weight of large pots or pans filled with liquid or food. Yet it weighs well under a pound even with its fuel pump and canister mount. If you take good care of this stove, it may well last for a lifetime of adventure. Primus Alika 2-Burner Stove. If you want to cook with the same heat you enjoy at home while kicking back at camp, then the Primus Alika 2-Burner Stove is the choice for you. One of its 2 burners puts out 11,000 BTUs, which is commensurate with a standard kitchen stove burner, while the other is even more powerful than most home burners, rated at 13,300 BTUs. This stove handles full-sized pots and pans, any measuring 11 inches in diameter or less, on its cooking grates, and those can be removed for easy cleaning of the steel drip tray below. With great BTU output comes a stiff price. This camping stove costs nearly $300. It's on the heavy side, too, but then again, it's not like you'd bring a 2-burner stove on a trek. A pair of built-in igniters fire up the flames, which are controlled with precision dials, and when connected to a sufficient source of propane, this stove is rated to cook for up to 100 minutes continuously. So, again, if you want to cook with all the gusto you bring to your home kitchen while you're in the field, this camp stove is worth the investment.